Good morning everybody and welcome back to the Blind Woodturners Workshop. We're ready today to make another amazing project, but as always, don't forget your safety gear. And of course, don't forget to keep your tools nice and sharp. Chris, is that sword sharp yet? I mean, the battle's already begun, mate. Yeah, just give me a minute, I'm almost done. Finally, finished. You don't even need the sword now, it took that long to sharpen, the battle's already finished. Hi everybody and welcome back to the Blind Woodturners Workshop. I'm Chris Fisher, known as the Blind Woodturner, and what we've got in store for you today is a review of the amazing Tormek T8 that I was given by, well, it was a collab really, by Axminster Tools, BriMarc Tools and of course Tormek. So my initial impressions are absolutely, I think it's an amazing machine. So we're going to have a more in-depth look at how I use it and the way that I use it. So it's my personal review, and as you saw in the opening scenes, this is sharpening for the 21st century as opposed to how they used to do it with obviously oil stones and whetstones by hand. So that was a bit of a giggle, but obviously we still need things nice and sharp in the workshop. And it just so happens now that our weapons, when we go into battle, are gouges and cutters and things like that. So let's get started. It's a lot of fun. Right, so as you see here, you've got the T8, and if you didn't manage to watch my unboxing video, I'll just quickly recap of the stuff you get with the T8. This polystyrene tray here, and it has a jig for chisels and plane blades. It has the diamond truing guide to give you a perfectly level surface on your stone again. You get the angle setter, you get the grading stone, which is I think it's either 220 or 240 on the course, up to 1,000. Comprehensive instructions and manuals, some honing paste, and a pack of plasters, because believe it or not, I thought that was a joke, but it gets the stuff that sharp you can shave with it. Absolutely amazing. And some these stickers, these come with various jigs, so you can, if you're sighted, you can write your jig settings and other information on those, so you never forget what they are. So what I'm basically going to do is a few of my tools. I'm going to show you how I sharpen them, and just explain how easy it is. And this machine is so simple and effective to use that, excuse the pun, but even the blind can use it. It's such an amazing machine. Now on the front here as well, we've got the TTS 100, which is an invaluable piece of kit. So yes, let's get started and we will start sharpening something. Right, we're going to get started on my trusty spindle gouge here. So what I've got for me is a little pen friend label here. So using the pen friend, just turn this device on. I'll find the sticker. 255B. Right, so that's 255B. I'll just turn that off. There you go. So obviously I've got the tape on there with those settings written on for anyone in the workshop that's sighted. and they can make sure they get the same settings so they can sharpen. So I need a jig setting position of 2. So the beauty of the SVD 186, which this has, it has the beautiful little positive stops, and you can hear that ratchet sound. So I need it on position 2. So I felt the first one there, and that's the second one. Nice and positive, and I can just lock that in. So that's simple, as all the following steps are very simple. So I need a protrusion now of 55. So I know that that's just the first depth stop there on this TTS 100. So let's make sure everything's pretty much where I need it to be. So we've got a protrusion of 55 millimeters. Lock that down nice and firm. Magnetic, so it just holds on there. So that's great. And then, in fact, I'm going to need that again. So it's hole B, and I know that hole B is this one here on the right. I just remember A on the left, B on the right. So what you need to do is slide it onto the universal support arm, and then you gently slide it back until both of these little aluminium wheels are in contact with the stone. The T8 has the advanced water trough, and it has 3 positions. So as the stone wears and gets smaller in diameter, the trough can be elevated so that the stone is always in contact with water. And also you get the extension to the trough, and that just quite simply sits there. So if you are sharpening long knives or long blades, the water runoff lands on that and makes its way back inside, so you don't waste any water, and also you don't get your workbench soaking wet. So that's cool. We've got everything set up there now that we need to do. So quite simply, and just before I start, finding the water level again for me is easy. There's a little lip inside, a little step, and that's the maximum fill level. So I never fill more than that. I just in fact make sure it's just slightly less. So buttons there, nice and safe. So and that's this spindle gouge sharpened. So leaving it in the SVD 186, what we can do now is just relocate the universal support again. Make sure both wheels are in contact. Lock that down. Feel for the honing paste, and with the T8 spinning, we can apply paste to the leather wheel. Get the top back on. And I can't feel any double bevels on that. So that's how easy it is to sharpen spindle gouges. There's a comprehensive table of angles and recommendations. Obviously you can reprofile your own tools to get your desired angles and bevels and wings, how they sweep back, but I like that profile, and yeah, absolutely amazing. Right, next we're going to give my roughing gouge a little sharpen. So I honestly don't know why I put this huge pen friend label on here. I'll have to change it and put a smaller one on. I don't know what I was thinking actually, but anywho, they all do the same job.
Protrusion 75, hole A.
Right, so let's turn that off. Protrusion 75, hole A. So I've got this jig here. The number escapes me at the minute, the code for this jig, but we will be putting a list either in the video or in the description at the end of the jigs used today and the codes. We'll sort that out for you. So again, protrusion of 75. Make sure I'm nice and square there. So that's locked in. We want hole A, so that's the furthest hole. Again, both wheels in contact. Stick that back on there. So this is great as well for wood carving gouges. But so we have that on there. Start, and then we can just rotate. And if you can see, this jig has a gap in the middle, and that allows a universal support arm to sit in that gap. You know, as I've said before, with me being blind, things do take me longer than they do a sighted turner, but in the scheme of things, it still doesn't take very much time at all. And I'm happy when you use equipment of this quality. It's a pleasure and a joy to use, so I don't mind spending an extra couple of minutes making sure things are as I like. So again, we can just, I've got a bit of tissue now, I can just make sure I've got rid of, so hopefully you can see that feels like it's got a lovely polished, yep, lovely. One thing I haven't got, it's the profile wheels on this far left side. When I get some, you will obviously remove the burr, so you haven't got so much of a wire edge. It's a nice, strong, consistent edge. But that is, again, scary sharp, and you could shave with that. So that's that done. Roughing gouge, easy peasy. Okay, folks, so I've got a scraper here, and I've got the tool rest, another additional optional accessory that you clamp onto the universal support arm. And the beauty of the locking mechanism on this is that when it's locked down really tight, and nothing's going to move. Really clever, ingenious system. So the scraper is just being placed on top there, and I really just guess this. Give this a bit of a polish. Now this was quite close to the wheel, so that little lock nut then that spun back, that's how you can micro adjust, and it's very handy if sometimes you want to put either a secondary bevel on or you just want to polish the tip of a tool, comes in very handy. I'm still obviously practicing a lot, but again, that is super sharp, and that will make a very quick job of scraping a piece. So easy peasy. Okay, what I've got here now is the diamond truing guide / jig on here, and it's an incredibly ingenious little device for getting your wheel squared off again. So from time to time the stones get troughs and peaks in there as they get in uneven wear. So this little device is absolutely amazing. Little carriage there on a spindle that goes across, and there's a little copper protrusion that has diamond impregnated into it. So basically we've got that just there, and we can, using the micro adjust, we can just raise that off the surface of the stone. Now you don't want to do this too often because you would be obviously losing the diameter of your stone, so we can just, using the micro adjust, just bring it down a bit, and then all being well, there you go, we've gone across. The only time you would need to know the diameter of your stone is if you are using the angle setter. If you need to set a particular bevel angle on something like a knife or a chisel, but I will do a video in the future showing how to use the TTS, sorry, I forget the number now, anyway, the angle setter. So that's that pretty much done. We can lift that off, remove that. So that's that stone trued up now, ready to work again, nice and flat. And of course, if you wanted to, you can use the grader. And another great feature of this system is you can get this base which allows the whole unit to rotate. So if you needed to work this way, so obviously you've got the rotation of the stone coming towards you. You need to work from this angle, working on maybe a knife or some scissors, whatever. You've got the flexibility to just quickly push that button and rotate the whole unit nice and smoothly. It just locks into position, makes it again even more flexible. And when you're all finished, guys, clean up is a doddle too with this advanced water trough. You have here a a little scraper that is held on magnetically, and inside, moulded into the trough, there's a magnet inside, and it catches all your metal shavings and particles, and that helps to keep the stone free from any particles and rubbish. Get the scraper nicely in there and scrape the slurry out, the stone, metal, water, and then you can just wipe that out with a bit of paper towel. Okay folks, so that's the end of really my little introduction and review to the Tormek T8 in action. Absolutely wonderful machine, and it makes sharpening so simple, so safe. Your bevel angles are replicated time and time again with extreme accuracy and sharpness. We've just shown a couple of the jigs available. You can get jigs for short knives, long knives, scissors, axes. You can pretty much sharpen anything you can imagine on the Tormek system. And also you can get some accessories to really spec your machine up to a high level. You can get the all metal cabinet for it to stand on with drawers for all your jigs and accessories. You get the breathable dust cover as well to keep it clean in your workshop, and there is also the range of different stones that you can get. This is the standard stone. You can get the black stone, which removes material very fast. You get the Japanese whetstone, which adds a very, very high level of sharpness, and also you get the diamond wheels as well. So great addition to the workshop. I have fallen in love with this machine so much, and it's going to, you know, provide countless years of wonderful service. So with that said, everybody, it's until the next time, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and we'll be back soon.